No clickbait. This might be the reason that we reach closer to God. I frankly didn't believe it at first. Now I'm severely unsettled knowing that this is the truth.
Now look, everybody knows Joe Rogan. He's had a podcast for a very long time. He's one of the few people, and an exception, when it comes to content creation. He talks about what he wants to talk about. Hence why his podcast has gone so popular throughout the years. But a reoccurring theme happens. It seems as if he only invites people on his podcast that are experts in their field. But when this particular episode aired on television, the world stopped, shocked, because this guy talked about what he turned 2 minutes into 6 months. But how he pulled it off was a complete...
And if you were to try this too, what are the other risks that are associated with this?
Smoked salvia on a podcast and had a 4-month life. Tell that story.
Then I took a way bigger hit, and I was just gone, completely gone, living under the sea for, I think, around 6 months.
What?
Yeah, I made friends. I had a girlfriend or wife, I'm not sure. I had a life down there, a life in about 8 minutes.
Stop quickly before it's too late. And I'm actually shaking right now. Nobody, and I mean nobody, is talking about this video that they just released. What you're about to see is hands down one of the most disturbing things that I've ever seen. And the worst part, this celebrity lost everything off of one joke. Nicki Minaj, one of the people that everybody looks up to because of the fact that she's authentically herself. Now sure, oftentimes we see her do some weird things like when she glitches out on stage, or more importantly on stage she sits there and names drops people in front of everybody. It's the fact that she doesn't care is really what captivates people. But the disadvantage that Nicki faces oftentimes is that she can't turn that filter off. So what happens is that she says things that are a bit absurd. This is no exception. Because she took a shot at somebody that we never expected. Somebody that we thought they were friends. But I guess oftentimes you don't really know who your friends really are. And we're all just waiting when Katy Perry's gonna say something.
Stop glitching. Stop glitching.
We're not the real us. How? Nice. We are a club.
I'm not even exaggerating. This is the most fucked video you'll see all year. This man spent years saying save me in every single snippet, movie, and all he has to show for it is a piece of content. Turns out he wasn't being poetic. He was drowning in real time. Now, you recall the first time that you ever seen Robin Williams. Was a snippet, a movie? Do you remember the time when he said, stay with me? And for the life of us, we could never figure it out. It has never made sense. Stay with me? However, we finally discovered it. Looking back, people will realize the signs that Robin Williams was displaying this entire time. Most sit there and say that it's too late because you can't cry over spilled milk. Therefore, we live in a reality that's a bit unnerving because of the fact that when people do die, they end up being more popular than they were when they were alive. Some name drop because others do it. Other people feel compelled. And you have that small sliver that are actually close to him that actually knew him through and through. So once they discover that they gave him the wrong medication than the one that he actually deserved, they made their skin boil.
Tell me, I'll make this as simple as I can. I love you. What you wanted, what you dreamed, I didn't want to hear it. I was wrong. I hope you can forgive me. I pray for your happiness. Whatever swanning around you want to do, you have my love and my blessing. I'm sorry this only came clear to me now that I'm dying, but...
Warning, once you see this, you can't unsee it. This is one of the most evil betrayals ever caught on camera. And the victim, you all know him. If you swipe now, you're gonna come running back when this blows up, trust me. It seems at this point, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson always finds himself into trouble. Now, you've seen it before in multiple different occurrences, but regardless of how you slice it, he is still a celebrity. One of the biggest ever. And we can all see why. He has one of the greatest rags to riches stories. From being in the CFL, injury, transition into WWE. Oddly enough, that's where his dad was. And for you folk that actually read the 48 Laws of Power, mentions to avoid a great man's shoes, because you have to achieve double to get out of the shadow. He did it. Multiple championships, but didn't stop there. Transitioned into movies. Whether you think he's a good actor or not, he's in hits, but never actually made it to the NFL. So when he said these harsh words, shocked people live, but got a negative response from the crowd.
He was watching YouTube, watching Jalen Hurts lose in the playoffs again.
Delete this app if you want, but you need to see this first. What just happened to Zendaya is straight up demonic, and it was caught live in front of millions. She would always say, stay with me, but we could never figure out what she meant, but finally we do.
Now, the funny thing about Zendaya, it would probably be easier to list all the things that she couldn't do because of the fact that she has many talents. I mean, first and foremost is the fact that she is one of the most attractive people on earth. And on top of that, she's highly gifted acting. And she's actually slightly funny. It's hard to have that combination. And everything was going great for Zendaya, that was until this happened. Occurrences like this aren't a rarity. We see people do this type of thing all the time. Beyonce has done it multiple times. However, we also see Nicki Minaj do the exact same thing. Most of the time it's swept under the carpet because it's not that bad. But this was severe. And once you guys see it, it's hard to ignore due to the fact that this is not human. It's abnormal. And if you had a bet, it seemed like it was pulled from a sci-fi movie.
Anything Beyonce related, I usually enjoy. What's your favorite song by her? Anything else? Like, I'm gonna have to go with everything.
I just watched something that made me sick to my stomach. And this just barely happened a couple hours ago. I've witnessed 3 people try to post this video, all taken down within minutes. Everyone just thought that she was being dramatic, but it was a cry for help. She was begging for her life on camera, and we all just thought it was content.
Now, I know what you're thinking. What's going on? Now, we're no strangers to Ariana Grande finding herself in weird circumstances. For instance, when she talked about her going to a cemetery and got marked. However, there was that moment where she mentioned that she was a witch, which was all jokes. But I'm gonna ask you a question. When have you ever heard a celebrity talk about going to therapy that erases memories? 90% of you said none. 10% said yes. Now here's the twist. Ariana Grande is bigger than just a singer. Sure, she has the highest vocal range, and she has countless top 100 hits. People forget the fact that her personality is really what grabs the audience. An era of can't do wrong. This crossed the line. You admit to some things in public, but not all of them.
They did the Brighter Days memory erasure treatment to me, so I'm having trouble remembering the details. They're foggy, because at the Brighter Days clinic, they do the memory erasure, you know?
If you could remember.
Jesus, is this what we're doing now? Video you're gonna remember for weeks. I can guarantee you haven't seen it, because every time a creator tries to post this, it is then removed in 5 minutes. Rihanna, a superstar. I mean, come on, she needs no introduction. One of the most attractive, one of the most successful. I don't need to list every accolade, but I know exactly what you're thinking. What really happened to her face? 5 seconds to explain. I started a makeup company, and as a side note, if you're into business, she has an incredible affiliate plan, but also a referral plan that's second to none, however. Sometimes what we witness is when it comes to celebrities, when they make a hit, typically their first album comes out amazing, and they fall flat, fall off, and we never hear about them ever again. Rihanna is an exception. Oddly enough, when you go back and listen to her tracks, people started discovering something, like a reoccurring theme, mostly due to the artwork that she has on her albums. Seems a bit creepy. Then one brave soul decided to remix the entire thing, and this is what he discovered.